Greetings to everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the energy resources. Energy resources that can generate power for our daily utilization or for industries. And the major energy that drives the nature is solar energy. Let's discuss various types of energy resources that are available. As our population is increasing day by day, we require more energy. But comparing to the developed countries like USA, though their population is very less, they're using more energy resources. If you look at that statistics, we are just consuming 1.5 percentage of the total energy produced in the world. But USA, they are using 33 percentage of the energy, though their population is just of 6.25 percentage. Even today, about maximum percentage of Indian population depends on fuel wood, dung, agriculture waste for the domestic purpose like cooking. That energy consumption by a country indicates whether the country is developed or developing. Let's discuss the classification of energy resources. The energy resources are classified into two categories, that is non-renewable and renewable, or we can call it as a conventional or non-conventional resources. Non-renewable means the fossil fuels comes under this category, which requires more time for regeneration. And if we continue utilization over exploitation of that resources, they may exhaust one day. And such type of resources are called conventional resources. And all over the world, human beings are leading our life using more conventional resources than rather than non-conventional. So one day that all resources may exhaust, and the as the demands for these conventional resources are more, every day we can observe that the resources like petrol, diesel cost is increasing day by day. Whereas renewable resources means which can be regenerated easily, which won't exhaust. There are solar energy, hydroelectricity, petrocropping, wind energy, thermal energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy. These are all comes under this category, which even called as a non-conventional resources. So as I mentioned, solar energy, water, wind, biomass, this comes under non-conventional or renewable resources. And whereas non-renewable means all the fossil fuels like coal, petroleum products, natural gas comes under conventional category. Let's discuss one by one. Solar energy is the ultimate energy that drives the nature. That energy which is generated in the solar sun because of the thermonuclear fusion reaction, hydrogen nuclear fusion, and it releases that energy, and that entire electromagnetic radiation is a power which is required for all the living organisms and for every developmental activity. And the solar energy can be harvested by a number of ways. We are not fully harvesting that solar energy. Still, we are leading our life using the conventional resources. But there are a lot of other harvesting techniques how we can extract the solar heat. And one of such type is solar heat collectors. And the solar heat collectors can be of passive or active. And passive means we use generally naturally available material like stone or brick so that they can absorb the heat and that heat can be transferred into some other form. And active means we use heat absorbing medium. Generally, we use water through a small collector, and water receives the heat, stores the heat, and that can be used for other purpose. Uh, Another type of solar energy harvesting technique is photovoltaic cells. That is what solar panel, what we regularly call it. As it contains semiconductor elements which are doped with again phosphorus or boron, and which used to create a required cell, a number of solar cells together we can place based on our requirement, and they absorb the solar energy and that can be converted into electricity, and that are photovoltaic cells. Depending on our requirement, we can use different size of the solar panels. Generally, for our daily household, we can use 4 centimeter square size panel, and even we have solar cookers available, and that solar cookers uh, reflects the solar heat by using a mirror. After this slide presentation is done, I'll show you all the pictures. Using the mirror, we can collect the heat, and the mirrors are generally placed in a concave or parabolic reflector shape. And it may take a lot of time for cooking the food, but the nutritious value of the food will retain, so that it is the best way, but it is time taking. And we have even solar water heaters and solar furnaces, even solar power plants are also there, but it requires a lot of it is a expensive method, but once it is established, we can get an electricity efficiently. And another type of energy resource is wind energy, and we require wind with a minimum speed of 15 kilometers per hour, so that by using windmills, the blades of the windmills will rotate by the speed of the wind, so that the machine can be that mechanical energy which produces by movement of the windmill can be used to pump water from underground. And generally we do have wind farms also, where all number of windmills constructed together in a place. And in India, we can expect 1020 megawatts of energy electricity production. And a lot of hydropower plants are also there in India, where using the water or dams. Under dams, we have number of turbines. And by the movement of water, the turbine will rotate, where mechanical energy can be generated, and that can be converted into electrical energy. And in India, we can estimate that 4 into 10 power 11 kilowatts per hour energy electricity can be generated from hydropower. And tidal energy is also another type of hydropower energy itself. It is generally constructed, the tidal barrage is constructed over a ocean, where tide moving up and down with a minimum speed, so that tidal barrage, below the tidal barrage again we have a turbine that can rotate whenever tide moves up or moves down, and high tide or low tide. It makes the turbine to rotate, so that that energy can be converted into a electrical energy. And this another type of energy is ocean thermal energy. Ocean thermal energy is nothing but the energy of the temperature of top surface, top layer of water is different from the deeper. And that difference, whenever the difference is minimum of 20 degrees centigrade, then we can extract that energy by just using uh, the ammonia. The water which is in high temperature can be initially pumped over the ammonia containing container, so that the ammonia gets evaporated and that vapor is allowed to move over the turbine, and the turbine can rotate, and mechanical energy can be converted into then electrical energy. And then whatever the ammonia vaporized can be collected back by pumping cool water, so that the ammonia will not be wasted, and even that energy is just converting it into a vapor form and into liquid form. Meanwhile, the turbine can rotate and the electricity can be produced. This is on ocean thermal energy. In the same way, even geothermal energy can also be extracted. And another type of renewable energy resource is biomass. Biomass energy includes energy plantations, petrocrop plants like palm, agriculture and urban waste, and biogas, which is produced by anaerobic degradation, and even biofuel, gas oil, methanol, hydrogen. These are also comes under the biomass energy itself. And whereas for our daily life, we are depending on non-renewable or conventional energy resources, which are coal, petroleum, LPG, CNG, SNG. These are all, and one day these are all resources will exhaust, and we should switch over to the usage of renewable resources in order to maintain the resources for our next generation, and even to avoid the pollution that caused by using the non-renewable resources. Thank you.